Hi everybody, Candace Leonard here with Green Roof Farms DIY. Thank you for joining the YouTube channel for Green Roof Farms DIY. You can also join the Facebook group for Green Roof Farms DIY. The design we're going to be covering today is the Father's Pillow Case, and it's found on shop.greenrooffarmsdiy.com. It's under In the Hoop Reading Pocket Pillows. So we're going to be covering how to stitch out a multi-file design into one project. The first step is cutting your fabric to 15 inches by 15 inches. This will allow you to have a 14-inch finish size with your seam allowance. You first take the file reserved just for Dad and you stitch it wherever you would like on your panel, remembering that you're going to have a pocket further down. So placement is pretty important. This is sized for a 5x7 hoop. Then you're going to have two other files that are sized for a 4x4 hoop. You can either add them to stitch in one hoop if you have a larger hoop, or you can stitch them separately. I went ahead and stitched them right onto a piece of quilted fabric with a backing. I did the remote here and the snacks here. Now I need to add a trim to this, so I went ahead and cut a piece of fabric. I folded that fabric in half so I can find the halfway point. Then I folded each of my raw edges to the middle, and then I ironed it down on itself. Then all I do is I tuck my panel into that binding that I just made, and I take over to my sewing machine and I do a top stitch on it. Once it's top stitched, then I line it up on my pillow, and then I'm able to do my straight stitch down. Just one straight stitch. That creates your two pockets before your final assembly. So I'll go over to the machine and show you how to do that in just a second. Now for the back, we need to make it so you can get the pillow insert into it. So the way I do that is I cut a piece of fabric 15 inches wide by about 8 inches long, maybe 9 inches long. And then I have another one that I do the exact same with. So then I'm going to have a distance of about 16, maybe 17 inches in length if I was to butt them up. But I need to get a finished edge here, so you fold under your raw edge, and you can zigzag or you can straight stitch, but that just gives you a nice finished edge right here. I put my cam snaps in, so that allows it to snap to get my pillow in. And then I just make sure that my finished size is 15 by 15 each direction. And then what I do is I will assemble it and stitch all the way around the four sides. And then that allows me to flip it and flip it out so all of my pieces are facing the right direction. So I'm going to go ahead and top stitch this piece right here so that way you can see how that is done. So I'm just using a sewing machine to do this. And all I do is I put that binding over the top raw edge of the panel. And I put my presser foot down. And that looks really nice. So now it's all stitched down, and now I need to attach it to the front of the pillow. So this is where I'm going to create two different pockets. So all I do is I place it right here, on my pillow, just like so. And then I'm going to go straight down the middle. And if you're not good at sewing straight lines, then what you might want to do is do a chalk line or a fabric marking of your choice. So now I have this attached to the front. Now we're going to turn back around and I'm going to show you how to do the final assembly. Alright, so with your cam snaps, basically the back of the pillow facing up, we're going to just create a sandwich. So I am going to go ahead and put this face down, lining up my raw edges, just like that. And if you want to trim it down, you can trim it down, but you want to make sure you end up with 15 by 15. So I'm going to go ahead and line it up and see where my measurement comes. And so what I need to do is I need to just pull it over to the 15 line. So my bottom fabric is there. We're just going to cut off the pieces that we don't need. Make sure we're even on this side. Oops. Nice and even. And then we're going to take over to the sewing machine and we're going to sew all the way around the 4 sides. Okay, so now you're basically done. All you're going to do is you're going to sew around all 4 sides. And then when you're done, you just flip it inside out. You unsnap your snaps and then you're totally put together. And I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that on the serger. Since we just used the sewing machine, I figure we should probably use the serger. So let me go ahead and show you what we're going to be doing. I'm going to simply just put my fabric down. And now I'm going to go all the way around. Oops, making sure that we're nice and straight. Getting it under that foot sometimes is a little bit more harder than the foot. And there's a little bit more bulk there than it really liked. I think my cutter is getting a little dull, so we're just going to snip off that bulk. Alright, I'm going to make sure everything's even. Everything has been caught in that. So now we come back over here. We're sewn all the way around on the 4 sides. We unsnap, unsnap, and then we just poke out. It looks like I didn't quite catch that corner. So I'm going to hit that corner one more time. So I wasn't looking at the bottom of my fabric. We'll come back over here. I'll put this back under the machine. My needle is up. And just grab it just like that. And back over to the table. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it so the right side is out. I'll push my corners out with my finger. All right, and then I get the top, give it a little shake, turn it over, snap your snaps, and you have yourself a really pretty reading pocket pillow. So that's how you do a reading pocket pillow. This is the one for Father's Day. You stitch the reserve just for Dad on the 15 by 15. Then on your pre-quilted fabric or make your own, you do the remote here, snacks here, you put your binding on, and then you stitch that pocket to your 15 by 15. On the back side, you're going to make cam snaps on each of your 2 fabric pieces. And then you put it all together for a final assembly like I just showed. Thanks for supporting me as a digital design artist. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel for Green Roof Farms DIY and join the Facebook group for Green Roof Farms DIY. Today's design is on shop.greenrooffarmsdiy.com, and I'll put a link to that in the notes as well. Thanks so much.